The missing link to ending binge eating and stepping into your binge-free life. So in 2018, I started learning that binge eating was a habit that has been ingrained into my brain. Like I started understanding, okay, through repetition of continuously giving into my binges and giving into my urges, like I've literally created a habit into my brain, and that made logical sense for me. And I was very well aware, like, okay, Lorna, if you want to stop your binge eating, you need to not give into your urges. I knew that. And you probably know that as well too. But for me, I found myself just saying F it. I just gave in anyways, especially after a long day of work, like in the evenings, evenings were so challenging for me, or when I was home alone. And sometimes that can be even more frustrating when you very much know what to do, but you're just doing it anyways. And I used to always say, like, I kind of wish that, like, I was oblivious to some things, because there's literally nothing worse than like, okay, now I know what to do, but I'm still doing it, right? Like, why the heck? Like, I know that I shouldn't be giving into my urges. I literally know that every single time I am giving into my urges, I'm making my urges more intense. Like, this habit is becoming harder to break. But there was just a part of me that was like, my urges felt so strong. I felt compelled to give in. It was like an itchy mosquito bite that I needed to scratch. And I can't tell you how many promises I've made to myself, like, just one more time. Just one more time. I promise, this is going to be the very last binge. Like, I promise after today, I'm never going to binge again. You know how many promises I used to make to myself? Like, this is going to be the very last binge. Like, I would do that every single time. And after every single binge, it was the same thing. I would feel shame. I would feel disgust. I'd feel so embarrassed by literally how much food controlled my life and how I knew what to do, but I just wasn't doing it. I literally started, I started learning about, binge eating. I knew I needed to release my food rules. I knew I needed to not give in to my urges, but there was just a part of me that wasn't doing it. And I knew that I had the all or nothing mentality, but I just couldn't help but feel guilty that, I was eating something that has been bad or off limits. So I knew these things, right? Okay, Lorna, you should not feel guilty, but the guilt was still there. Okay, Lorna, don't give in to your urges. Like, you are aware of this. You know that you shouldn't be giving to your urges. And I didn't even want to use the tools. I was just like seriously, just like, screw it. And even pleasure. Like, I knew I needed to add more pleasure into my life because, like, nothing was really joyful in my life because food was the main source of joy in my life. And so I knew that I needed to add more pleasure, but it was just like, but food just makes me happy, and food is the main source of joy in my life. I knew that I had an unhealthy relationship with rest. I knew I felt so bad taking time off. I felt so guilty just doing things that didn't make me feel productive. Like taking a time off from the gym, I felt guilty. Sitting outside and eating lunch, I was like, I should be doing something. You should be working. Like, there was just so many things that I knew. I knew that I needed to be more spontaneous and go with the flow more. But I had a hard time like releasing my tight grip of control. And at this time, so at the end of 2018, I wasn't dieting anymore. Like, I very much knew like dieting doesn't work. And I didn't even want to be dieting. Like, I was so freaking done with diets. Like, I spent 10 years of my life dieting. So at this point, I was eating intuitively. And I have released the majority of my food rules, but I was still binging. And so I knew something needed to change. And right now, you probably are eating intuitively, and you probably have released some of your food rules, but you're like, but why am I still binging? So for me, I knew something needed to change. I knew what to do for the most part, right? Like I knew what I needed to do for the most part to stop my binge eating. But the missing link for myself and for many of you guys is more support and more accountability to help you not give in to your urges when they feel super strong. Because how easy is it when you're home alone or it's late at night to be like, one more time? So I know that I needed support to help me not give in to my urges. I needed support to actually use the tools. I needed support to stop feeling guilty every single time I had chocolate or had more carbs that day. I knew that I needed to have support to shift my mindset and not be in the all or nothing mentality when my routines were off or, I went for dinner on a Wednesday evening. I knew I needed to release my tight grip of control and allow myself to be more spontaneous. And again, I needed support with that. I needed accountability with that. I actually needed to use the tools. You guys hear me say this all of the freaking time. You can know what to do, but if you don't actually use the tools, you're not going to stop binge eating. So I needed support with actually using the tools because again, I learned a lot, right? I knew what I needed to do, but I needed to actually use the tools and implement them. And I know for me, I binged for like 10 years of my life, like restriction, binging. And at this point of my life, I was ready to sustainably end binge eating for good. Like I was ready for my binge free life. And I knew that having like close proximity, high level support and accountability from somebody who has gone through binge eating and they conquered, like I knew that I can do this. I knew that I was going to conquer binge eating. Like I just knew it, right? And I knew that having somebody by my side to pick me up every single time I binge, to help me implement the tools, to give me like in the moment coaching, like that's what I personally needed. Like watching trainings is amazing, but I wanted to be able to ask my questions. I wanted like customized coaching. I wanted to be like, hey, this week on Friday, I'm going out for dinner and I'm starting to feel really anxious. Like, what would you recommend? And that's exactly what I help you do inside of the academy. This is personalized coaching with me. This is high level, in the moment, customized, personalized coaching. And inside of the academy, this is what you get. You get hands-on custom coaching so that you feel way more powerful over your urges. You've normalized binge-free weeks. You've normalized the binge-free months. You fully trust yourself. You know exactly how much to eat. You're so in tune with your body. It is so easy for you to listen to your body. Every single week, you get weekly coaching calls with me on Zoom. I want you to imagine this. Every single week, you have a custom game plan to make consistent progress towards your binge-free life. You're going to feel so excited. You're going to feel so hopeful. You're going to feel so in momentum every single week because every week you can come on Zoom. You can ask your specific questions. So for example, you're like, hey, Friday I'm going on a road trip. And, I'm so worried about like the snacks that I'm going to bring in the car with me or where we're going to eat. And I can literally tell you an exact game plan of what you need to focus on to prevent a binge that day. You get daily access to message me in our group chat for in-the-moment support, especially when your urges feel strong. Or maybe you've just binged. I literally voice message you back, text you back, and you get in-the-moment coaching. Even one of my clients, she was just like, I just need some reassurance. Like, I just need to make sure that I'm on the right path. Like, so it's not always about I have a question, but it's like I'm always going to be there to keep you going towards your binge-free life because that is what you want. You're ready for your binge-free life. You've already had binge-free days, you've already had binge-free months, but you haven't been able to sustain anything longer than a few months. And inside of the academy, that all changes. You're stepping into your binge-free life. You also get monthly breathwork sessions with me. This is one of the most powerful tools to become less impulsive with food, to regulate your nervous system, to reduce your stress and anxiety, to help you better cope with your emotions without soothing with food. You get tangible tools to help you quiet the food noise, not give in to your urges, stop when you're full, enjoy a few cookies without binging. But most importantly, inside of the academy, you step into the version of yourself you've always meant to be. You've meant You're meant to feel calm and relaxed around food. You're meant to be patient and loving with your kids. You're meant to feel so present and in the moment of your life, living your life, not on autopilot, not just going through the motions, not I hope this day is over so that, because I'm already feeling so guilty from eating so much and you want the day over. I'm going to help shift that. You're going to experience joy every single day of your life. You see me living out my binge-free life and how much joy and happiness I experience every single day. And I'm going to help you really honestly improve every single area of your life. Inside of the academy, yes, I'm going to help you step into your binge-free life. That is inevitable. But inside of the academy, because of the personalized coaching, because of the hands-on support, I help you improve every single area of your life. I know your relationships are amazing. I know your career is fantastic. I know you live a really good life, but I want to help you up-level every single area of your life. You are here on this planet for greatness, to live an extraordinary life, to become the healthiest, happiest, confident version of yourself. And that's exactly what I'm going to help you do inside of the academy. Now, inside of the academy, you also get access to my program, Conquer. This is all of my programs. Every single program that I run, you get access to. You also get access to my Root and Rewire membership, which is the foundational tools to improve your relationship with food. That's over 14 hours of trainings. But most importantly, inside of the academy is personalized coaching. And I see, this is the missing link for so many people. You know what to do, but you're not binge free yet. Because again, it's not enough to just know what to do. You got to focus on who do you need to be. You got to shift your mindset around food. And that's exactly what I'm going to help you with inside of the academy, with the in the moment, personalized, hands-on coaching based off of where you are at with your relationship with food. For the most part, people who struggle with binge eating have similar problems, right? Eating in secret, feeling guilty, thinking about food 24/7. But at the same time, every single person is different. One of my clients that I work with inside the academy, I really needed to help her release FOMO. She would always feel like this fear of missing out if her partner was eating and she wasn't eating. That's what I helped her work on. One of my other clients, she is having a hard time using the tools. She's like, I know I need to not give into my urges and I know the tools, but I need some tough love. And we had an incredible breakthrough moment because she was realizing that she was giving herself so much grace and self-compassion, but she actually didn't really need that. She's been giving herself grace and self-compassion, but now it's okay, no, you got to give yourself tough love, right? So every single person might have similar, issues with food, but you need a game plan custom to yourself. You need a custom game plan based off of where you're at and what you specifically need. Some of my clients need to give themselves way more self-compassion and be more kind with themselves because they're just beating themselves up. And then some of my clients, I'm like, listen, I'm going to give you some tough love right now. And that's exactly what they need. And then their progress skyrockets. I know exactly what it takes to stop your binge eating. And with a customized game plan to you, you're going to be on your way to your binge-free life. Your binge-free life. I'm not talking about, just a binge-free day or binge-free weeks. Inside of the academy, you are ready for your binge-free life. Your binge-free life, you are ready for that. This is not for everyone, but it is for the special unicorn, so to speak, where you want every single aspect of your life to be amazing. Your life is already amazing. And you're like, I just want ending binge eating to be another success in my life. So at this point, you know if the academy is for you or not. You just know. So if you know you're ready for this, you are ready to step into your binge-free life. No more urges. Food feels so effortless for you. You're waking up every single day in awe, how the heck and Bob is this my life? I don't even think about food. I'm able to just be so present with my family. I'm home alone. I don't even have the desire to binge. Send me a message on my Instagram. Send me the word academy and I will shoot you over the details. So maybe you've been listening to the podcast for a while. Maybe you're inside of my membership and you want to upgrade. Maybe you're inside of Conquer and you want to upgrade, or maybe you haven't joined any programs of mine yet, but you're just the type of person that goes all in and you're like, I just want the highest level of support. I'm not the type of person that just wants to dip my toes in, like I am ready for my binge-free life, you can send me over a message on my Instagram with the word academy, and we'll make sure that it is the perfect fit. I don't accept everyone into the academy. You need to be somebody who's very positive minded. You love being part of a community, and you just want to surround yourself with other people who are also on their path towards their binge-free life. So if that sounds like you, send me over a message. I'll send you over the full details. I cannot wait to support you towards your binge-free life.